Hello and welcome to another episode of Shootin with the Scotts.
What's going on, everybody?
I am, of course, by now, I hope you all know, I am one of your hosts, Mrs. Cherron Scott, and I am here.
I'm the co-host, Peter Scott, aka Gamer for Hire, all that good jazz.
Yes. And of course, each week we come here to talk about some random topic, if I think of one. If not, we'll just sit here and talk about what's been going on in our lives.
Yeah, we just shooting the shit, y'all.
Yes. And every week we start out with some reflection. We go over our roses and thorns. Oh, excuse me. That tasted like lunch. I'm sorry, y'all. Every week we'll reflect, go over our roses and thorns. Sometimes I'll have a question to ask Peter. This week I do, and I'm interested to see what you say. And then we'll go over our topic for the week. So we are going to get right into it. Let's go over our roses and thorns.
Okay.
I went first last week.
Did you, though?
I did.
I don't think you did. You can go first again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, ladies first.
Whatever.
Chivalry ain't dead.
Okay. My rose is that, and I'm really excited about this, but on this past weekend, me, my sister, and my mom, and by default my nephew, we went apple picking this week. We went to a farm and went apple picking. We got a lot of fruit, actually. We got some beets. We got...
Beets are fruit?
Well, no, but it was on the farm, and we picked some.
Okay.
But we got some Asian fruit.
It's just you say we picked a lot of fruits and then you start.
I know.
I'm like, is beets a fruit?
It's not.
Okay.
But we got some beets. My mom got some, what was it called? Swiss chard? I don't know. Some sort of green stuff.
I stayed home and rested.
So she said that she was gonna like try that and cook it up and eat it. I don't know what Swiss chard is, so we'll see. What else?
Sounds like a cheese, but it can't be.
Swiss? No, it's like a leaf, like greens, like a leaf. We got Asian pears. It was like 4 different types of apples. Some I never even heard of. Like they had a Suncrisp apple. What other ones? They had Mushu apples. Yo, I had one. Oh, first of all, those apples, I am not even exaggerating. Those apples are like this big. Like they're big as shit. And then so I ate half of one last night and finished it off this morning. That apple is so good. Like so good. It's like sweet, but like I don't like mushy fruit, so it's like sweet but like crisp like a Granny Smith, but not as like tart as a Granny Smith apple. That was so good.
I don't eat apples.
Oh, they had another one. What do you eat? What do you eat?
I eat oranges, grapes, pears when they're sweet enough. Not all pears are sweet; they're bitter.
You got some land, didn't you? That's it.
Pretty much.
Raspberries.
When they, in season and that have that like sharp sour taste. I don't like that. Raspberries, blueberries when they're frozen. Cherry, no. Strawberries.
You do.
Some powering off. Right enough.
That is a good variety, actually. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, this is a lot more than I thought. So yeah, we just got some apples, and it was really good. We also went to the mall. Like I just spent the whole day with them. We went to the mall. We went to Walmart, and we was just hanging out.
Yeah.
I've been wanting some AM pizza, but like.
Did y'all end up getting that?
Yes.
Okay.
I crushed it on the way home. But apparently it's one like 20 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
Well, it's not on DoorDash, so...
That was a blessing and a curse, because I'm going to go get AM pizza more frequently. I'll drive 20 minutes. It's fine.
Not to Baltimore.
It's not in Baltimore. It's in
not?
Largo. It's down by where your dentist office is.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That's not corrected.
And I was like, what? Like, I was surprised because I had only, like, they just not easily accessible.
I got you.
So, like, most of them are in D.C. or, like, Virginia, like, highly metro areas. So that was good. It was just a really good day. I had fun. My thorn. So, at some point throughout every pregnant person's pregnancy, you have to take a glucose test, which is essentially a test to make sure you don't have gestational diabetes.
All right.
Because, you know, along with the whole task of growing a whole ass person from scratch, you got to worry about, you know, those hormones just bringing up random shit.
If the baby don't kill you.
Man. So, the test itself wasn't that bad. Like, I had been looking up and, like, preparing, like, looking on mom forums, and just kind of, like, preparing, like, what to expect type things. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people was just like, you know, don't go on an empty stomach, because drinking that sugar water will make you sick.
Right.
And a lot of people were saying that, like, the juice that they give you is, like, the worst juice in the world. Like, it's disgusting. You gotta choke it down. But honestly, mine wasn't that bad. I had, like, a fruit punch flavor, and it literally just tastes like Kool-Aid with a whole lot of sugar.
Sugar water.
Like,
sweet water.
Literally.
I hate itch, y'all. I'm trying not to itch it because I don't want to scratch my head.
Why not? Just scratch it.
No, you scratch your head, it's tender up there, get cut. It's the whole thing.
Okay.
It's the whole thing.
But so the thorn wasn't the test itself. It's more so this fucking bruise that I have on my arm because the needle that they use apparently is like bigger than usual needles.
Thicker needle.
Oh my gosh, that shit hurt. Like, I was like, and I give blood ever since being pregnant. I feel like every month I have to like get blood drawn for some reason. So like, and even before that, I would like donate blood to Red Cross and like do all that stuff. So I'm not squeamish or like, I don't even think squeamish is the right word. It just doesn't bother me.
Pain,
right. It just doesn't bother me that much. But man, this needle hurt like shit, and it left a big ass bruise, and I'm just like, all right. So,
be all right. It'll go away.
I'm sure it will.
You don't have to do it again, though.
No. Well, not unless I fail this test, and then I gotta take a 2-hour test.
A 2-hour test.
Yep. So the first test, you drink the juice, you wait an hour, and then they draw your blood to see the like sugar levels in your blood. And then if you fail this test, or if like your sugar levels are too high, then you have an option to take another one that's like 2 hours long, or 2 hours and 30 minutes or something like that. It's 2 hours long, where you gotta drink the test and wait 2 hours to see if your body has regulated all the sugar that you put into it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yo, these robocalls, man. That's my thorn.
Yeah.
It's not, but it is now. Just because I got one.
What was it before?
I forgot now.
That's why I asked you to go first.
I remember. Go ahead, finish what you got.
I'm pretty much done. Just this bruise on my arm and that big ass needle. That needle felt like it was this big going into my arm. Like,
hilarious. But the COVID shot, was it about that? Felt like it was about that thick. At least it felt like it afterwards. Felt like they
afterwards because they put that shit into your muscle,
into your arm, and left it there. Well, yeah, my thorn is these damn robocalls keep calling like every freaking hour, every day, morning, noon, or night. It don't matter. They're gonna call, and it's bullshit. You block one number and 8 more call you. It's a whole thing. I'm getting sick of it. I don't know what it could be. It might be an app, but I don't know what app. And it's just like, okay, I'm gonna just keep blocking them. Before that, it was this year's game coming out, Demon Slayer. Supposed to come out tomorrow. Pre-ordered it from GameStop, but I haven't gotten a notification that they shipped it out. They haven't taken money out of my account, so I'm like, I want my game on time so I can play it and / stream it, because I thought Wolf Among Us 2 was out, but it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I felt like a Wolf Among Us 2 came out like years ago.
Apparently it was supposed to come out this year, but it was put on hold or pushed back.
Wow.
Because I was looking forward to buy it today, and I was like, it's not here.
Are you
Wolf
serious?
Among Us 2. No, not Wolfenstein 2. No. I checked. I'm Amazon, GameStop.
I believe you, but I'm just like,
it ain't this, so
I swear I've seen like
I was gonna get I was gonna get Demon Slayer to play it, but now I was gonna take Wolf Among Us spot for Demon Slayer to stream, because I'm not adding any more days. I stream enough, and I need my weekends to myself. But yeah, it's not there, and they haven't sent me a notification that they sent out my game. I feel like I'm going to get a text tomorrow, like, your game is with DoorDash. Because apparently you can get games delivered on DoorDash.
That's weird.
That baffles me. I don't trust people like that. They're going to go pick up a game and never drop it off. But I feel like, DoorDash knows who picked it up. And if I don't get my game, they're going to charge it them. It's a whole thing. But that's my thorn. My rose was I got to see my mother Monday on Columbus Day. And she made me some jerk chicken. I was very happy.
Correct.
Cherron.
What? I was going to say Indigenous Peoples Day.
Right. Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah.
We don't celebrate Christopher Columbus.
Correct words to use. But yeah, jerk chicken was fire. You should put it on the grill. It was great.
It was good.
Oh, it was fantastic. To top that off, Cherron accidentally took her pieces that she left for herself. So now we got more jerk chicken in the house. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And
it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I try. I know that I cannot compete with your mom's cooking. Like, I full-heartedly. She has things that she is fantastic at. I have stuff that I can cook well.
Yeah. Jerk
chicken, it's like, so I fixed jerk chicken, like, I want to say, like, last week. Like, last week for dinner. And it was good. Oh, yeah. But, like, tasting your mom's jerk chicken on Monday, it was like, oh, my gosh.
It's different, Like, you cooked it in the oven. She cooked it on the grill,
yeah.
I think that's really the only difference. The grill gives it that finer, crisper taste. And put it in the oven, it's swimming around in its juices. It's not as crispy. But
it was so
both
good.
of them are so good.
It was so
but
good.
Yeah, that was fire. I mean, she can't make chili like you make chili.
Yeah, no,
she never ate chili, and she would taste yours, and she was like,
"Damn, like
fix this again for me."
Yeah, I get that. Like I said, there's some stuff that I cook well, and there's some stuff that she's just like phenomenal at.
So yeah, I ate like 3 pieces that day, like 3 whole leg quarter pieces, and now I got like how many left? 3 more? 2 more?
2 more.
2 more? That's great. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
That's about it for me.
Yeah, I just enjoy spending time with your mom. Like, I always, and like, I just genuinely appreciate, especially after hearing so many horror stories of like people who don't get along with their mother-in-laws. I'm just like, I am so grateful that like me and my mother-in-law get along and chill. Like, and it's just like, being over there, it like, we were talking about it a little bit, but like being over there really like, it felt like home to me. Like, I don't know. And I don't know if it's because like I've lived with your parents before or like what, but it's just like,
and they're in their new house, so everything is fresh and neat and new, and they're getting their place settled. I mean, it's pretty much settled, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, they got their home now. It's like it's back being in the house. Yeah. But, yeah, it was fun seeing them. I never realized how much I miss my folks until I go see them. Mm-hmm. Like, I could spend months not seeing them. Don't even think about them, to be honest.
Gosh.
Won't even say I really miss them. But then I go over there and was like, that was nice. I needed that.
Yeah.
I told my brother he was supposed to pick up my dad. I told him to bring him over after he got off the plane, and he ain't. So I felt some type of way about that because now, not because I miss my dad, but now because I ain't gonna stop hearing shit about, oh, you wait until I leave to come over. It's gonna be a thing.
That's funny.
But what's your question for the day, lady?
So, I saw this on Twitter yesterday. And, like, at first, I was just like, no brainer. But then, like, the more I've been thinking about it, I've been like, it's actually a little bit of a brainer. So, the question is, would you rather wake up at 10 years old with all the memories and knowledge that you have now, or wake up at 45 years old with $50 million in the bank?
I just wake up at 45.
You just wake up at 45.
I don't get to experience the journey from 28 to 45.
Nope.
But I would redo the journey from, what was it, 10 to 28? With all the knowledge I have now.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't got any really, like, important knowledge to take with me. It's not like I played a lotto or pay attention to remember numbers. I really don't care about sports all that much to remember who won what Super Bowl and bet on that. So it's like, is it really going to be to my advantage?
So, see, and that's what made me think. So at first, I was like, I want to wake up at 45. I don't want shit. I don't want to relive shit.
I don't want to redo nothing.
But really thinking about it, like, it's kind of like you said, you wake up at 45 and you miss the entire journey from 28 to 45.
Yeah, I don't want to wake up at 45 and Harley would be, what, like 23 or something?
If you did that math, I don't know.
That's the number I shot him there. Yeah, like 20-something, 28, 45, 20, no.
She'll be at
like
least
16,
18.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just miss that journey and then wake up and just have another kid. Like,
how did you get here? Who are you?
What's your name again? I'm sorry, I'm still your dad, but I just, woo.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
And then it's like, is your life on just like autopilot based on the decisions you've made thus far? It like predicts
what decision where you end up.
You know,
and you just have a bunch of money. Because that's my thing. Like, don't get me wrong, money is nice and it'll get you far in life, but I really don't care about money that much. It's really the experience of life that it's about the journey, not the reward. Mm-hmm. So I'd really feel some type of way if I just wake up at 45 with no experience of who my daughter is or anything like that, or how I got
more kids.
If
we get divorced, like, what happened? Like,
where am I? Am I in West Virginia? Am I in California? Am I in another country? Like, it's
like, how
questions. And it's the experience that will wake up, like you said, next to a person that I don't know. Like, get the fuck out of my bed. I'm rich. Leave me alone.
Hilarious.
And then going back in time, it's like, do I have to relive everything exactly? Or if I have the knowledge I have, can I make different decisions? And if I would have made those different decisions, will I still end up where I am at 28? Because honestly, my life is pretty decent right now. I like it. But I feel like certain decisions I would make, I wouldn't be quite the person I am today. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I don't know.
These streets.
Hilarious. See, and I was thinking that too. Like, I was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I would not even I don't think I would want the life that we have now, but I feel like there are also things that I wish I would have got to enjoy differently.
Yeah.
Like
there's a distinct moment. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, so for instance, like college. Mm-hmm. I thoroughly enjoyed my college experience. However, would I have gone to a HBCU instead of a PWI? Absolutely. Like,
the moments in my life I would definitely change.
Right? Like the people that I involved myself with. Like,
yeah.
I would have done things that, like, my whole moving to North Carolina situation, like, that would have been a lot different. But then it's also like, even if I knew and did everything I could to change certain things, would they have still ended up that way anyway because of the lessons that I learned from it?
Exactly. Like, if I would go back, like I said, there are distinct moments in my life I would change. Like, honestly, I'd be a thought. End of discussion. Especially,
Be a hoe.
I'd be a hoe. Especially knowing people who I know now, and they clean. So I'm gonna go after them.
Oh my gosh.
That's really all my worry was. Like, I'm gonna go out and catch some, and my dick's gonna fall off. I ain't want that. But now I know. Shit.
That's so funny. Because, like,
Shit.
no bullshit. No bullshit. Like, the reason I didn't mess around as much as I could have in college was literally like, I don't want to get pregnant. Like,
but now I know.
Top 10. Like,
I know who
fear.
I would and wouldn't have dated. Like, I would have taken chances that I didn't take before because I have more information on the back end. It's like, and then if I go back in time and have my knowledge, are you going to have the same knowledge? Because at the end, I would have had my thought phase, and then I will still try to navigate to where I am now. But then, knowing who I was, would you have still dated me? It's like, questions.
Your core being wouldn't. I would hope. No, but like for real, honestly, I would hope that your core being wouldn't have changed as much. No, not necessarily like.
Like my little summer at Howard for that science engineering program I did would have been entirely different if I was single. First 2 years of college would have been entirely different if I was single.
But then also, even thinking about that, knowing what you know now, would you have stayed in college longer?
And then there's that. I definitely
or would you have gone to college in the first place?
I would have definitely went to a HBCU.
Like,
definitely, 100%. And then doing that, being surrounded by people of your same race and your peers, is like, how would that have affected you? What life decisions would you have made? Would you have better opportunities going down that route? And completely end up differently where we are now. So, I don't know. Like I said, I like my life pretty well. I like where it's going, the direction it's heading. So, I probably was trying to still keep the end goal, just that little journey in the middle.
The in-between part. And, like, that's like...
But then it's still a shit ton of money at the other end. And it's like...
And like
how did we get here?
Right. But then it's almost like we were talking the other day where it's just like another tweet that I saw was like I refuse to believe that your 20s are supposed to be the best time of your life because it's real life. Like, you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, you are learning yourself. You're unlearning toxic habits
trying to figure
and
out what's best for you.
You know,
what relationship you shouldn't keep. Who's worth your attention.
So like at 45, all of that stuff would be.
What's the best money decisions to make?
At 45, I would hope that all of those things are like established. But I have very clear direction in my career. Like, I have enforced my boundaries and created a life that I'm comfortable with. Like,
but that's the question though. What now? Like, if you're just waking up at 45 from when you're 28, you still have the mindset of a 28-year-old.
Yeah.
You don't have those 10 plus years in between to help you figure out what better choices or better money management skills or better people skills to have, and you just wake up with a shit ton of money with the same 28-year-old mindset and a 45-year-old body. I know one thing: I'd fix my back. That'd be the first thing.
Can you fix your back? Well, with 50 million, you can figure it out.
Look,
that's funny.
50 million would take you a long way,
man.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I said. Like, when I first saw it, I was like 45, 50 million. I ain't reliving shit. Just because, and not even to say that, like, the last 18 years have been, like, the worst thing. But it's also just, like, there's a lot of shit that I would rather not do again.
And, like, decisions for, like, especially with my parents, Dad had one bad decision, ruined this whole company. Mm-hmm. If I would try to convince them to not make this choice, would he listen to me? Questions.
Would he listen to you? Like,
so I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. For the experience, I'll go back in time, try shit new. For the money, I'll wake up in the future, fix my back,
Yeah, but you can only choose one.
and have a 20-year-old back at 45. That would be great.
You can only choose one.
Choose something in the middle. How about 25 at 30?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
25 million at 30 years old.
Just break it in half.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Honestly, and like, honestly, I think I would wake up at 10 and redo life with like the experiences that I have. Like, and like, it's a very hard decision because even if we were, there's a possibility that I may not make it back to right here on this couch with you being pregnant at 28. But also, I would want to experience life. Like, I don't want to wake up at 40 and just have a blank ass slate for the past.
Yeah, that's the only reason I will make that decision. It's
Couple
for the
years.
experience. Like I said, for me, it's about the journey. It's about how I got there. So if I get to redo certain things from 10 onward,
Yeah.
I'd take that option. Because honestly, I can make more money. I can have more money than I have now.
Definitely.
Just knowing what I know now. I know to request more than I requested before. Or,
You know that college is not
better
necessarily...
salary. I wouldn't have fucking wasted time in college. That's for goddamn sure.
I would say, or had all that damn debt for no good reason. Like,
I would make more money management skills. I probably would have better credit.
you would know what stocks to invest in based on what's,
Hot in these streets.
yeah. That.
I would have got into Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm going back. Never mind. I'm going back to 10. I'd be rich.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you get to make different choices, like avoid. And I'm not saying
Text
that
Matt, yeah, I'm kind of from the future. Don't ask how.
I'm kind of from the future.
We gonna know each other soon. Just, I need to get into this Bitcoin. Help me out.
But if you get into Bitcoin that early, would you have still gone the route to know Matt?
I'd still end up knowing him because I'm reaching out to him. Because I knew him. Science. Time travel. All that
Hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would go 10. And like, that's what I was saying. But not to say that like I would avoid all hurt and pain and heartache. It's also just like,
I mean,
I would avoid the shit that I know.
I would avoid the shit that I know what's coming.
Like,
you're always going to have heartache. You're always going to have pain. Because if you're trying something new, you're going to have a new outcome.
right.
So you're not going to know what's on the other side of that. You're just going to know that I know what happens if I go down that street. So I'm going to go down this street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. 10. 10 it is. Waking up at 10. Doing it all over again. 10 was a good year, I think. If I remember.
I was going to say, do you remember correctly? I don't think I remember 10 correctly. I don't know how old are you at? How old are you at 10?
10.
I would just say, what grade are you in at 10?
2011 was 18.
You're like 5th.
So 2001? 2010? 2001? 2000?
That can't be right.
That can't be right.
I'm thinking like at 5, you start kindergarten.
No, 2003, 2004. Yeah.
Yeah,
10.
so like 5, you start kindergarten.
By 10, I don't know, 5th grade?
That's what
6th grade?
I was thinking like 5th, 6th, somewhere around there. Young and real
That
life.
was hard.
I know. But like, yeah, that's the start of, that's, at least for me as a girl, that's when I started inklings of puberty and all that other shit. Like,
at that point, all right, I'm gonna plant my feet and punch this person in the face.
hell yeah. Oh my gosh. Look, I would knock all types of bitches out. Like, bullshit. I would fight all the time. Like, there's a lot of shit that I let slide. And I was talking about this last thing, and then we're gonna move on to our topic for the day.
I be getting head in the stairwell. Man, that's been the whole thing. I've been a hoe. Ah.
Oh my gosh. But I was just talking about how, like, I realized being an adult and going through therapy that I wasn't bullied because there was anything wrong with me. I was bullied because I was guaranteed to get, like, I was guaranteed to react. I'm very reaction.
They'll
reaction
get something out of you.
Like, so it's just like, I would either not say shit or I just would have hauled off and punched people in their fucking throat. Like,
It'd have been a good time.
gosh. Because let's be for real. Sometimes people just deserve to get punched in the fucking throat.
Absolutely. People like, oh, you shouldn't raise your kid to hit people. Okay, I won't.
Bullshit.
I'll raise them to fight people, though.
Like, okay.
Don't start the fight, Harley. Finish it.
That's funny. So, on to our topic for the day.
Right.
And I've been thinking about this a little bit, but do you think that the Hollywood, the movies, movies, TV shows, music even, do you think that people have run out of original ideas?
No. But I do think the people in charge are old as shit. And they're only releasing guaranteed blockbusters. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of brand new ideas and great talent out there. Think about Squid Game. The dude finished that and pitched that in 2009. Nobody picked it up. But compared to everything out right now, it's new, it's fresh, It latches people's attention, it got people talking about it. It's about to be one of the biggest shows on Netflix. But why did it take so long for it to come out? Because the people in charge didn't trust that a foreign movie with subtitles would do great. But look at it.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. How long did it take for comic book movies to become a blockbuster hit?
Big thing.
Like, even when Spider-Man came out, one of the first greatest comic book movies, it still didn't do as great as anything else that was coming out with it. But now, comic book movies are what's in. Action, adventure, superheroes. That's what's in. Insecure, great. Because we've never had any black-centered sitcoms, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Black Lady Sketch Show. Yeah, it was a sketch comedy, but it's black-led, black ideas, black experiences. Like, but because of the people who are in charge, you still have the same old crappy tales about the same old crappy things. 10 years later, I don't want to say it. Marvel movies and superhero movies are great, but it's been like 15 years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and that's what's dominating everything. Either they're repurposing it for all female cast, like those two chicks who are on Netflix and their superhero show, or it's animated adventures. Like, what was that queer show Q-Force?
Yeah.
Q-Force is just a repurposed Archer.
Yeah.
Like, it's just Archer with a different skin on it.
I think for me, I agree. I think it's more so the showrunners and the people who have the final say. But it's really just like frustrating in a way, but it's also just like, how did we get here?
Because now, go ahead, finish your thought.
Oh, because like I'm thinking about all of the stuff that's being remade. So like they just redid or made a sequel, quote unquote, to Space Jam. Apparently they're doing apparently they're doing a That 70s Show reboot.
Nobody asked for that.
When it's supposed to be like That 90s Show, which is
they rebooted Home Alone. Nobody asked for that.
They're remaking Home Alone.
They doing something else.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
They rebooting Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
And it's like, we've already seen this.
How many times Charlie and the Chocolate Factory has been rebooted? Man. How many different Willy Wonkas have we had already? Like, and now we're on our third one. Like, give it a rest, guys. It's a golden ticket. We get it.
But even with like,
how many new Oompa Loompa songs are you gonna make? None. Hilarious. You're gonna reboot the other ones.
But even with like and I know it's a little bit older, but even with like where did all of the reboots and just them being like, okay, well, we can take this and repack, like Goosebumps, like,
Because I feel more. I feel like it's more. I'm not even gonna say it's for the next generation so they can latch on to it. It's not that they want to. It's the time period. They want to reset the time period, like Ghostbusters, or even Home Alone. It's just set in 2021. It's the same script. They still gonna be fighting the Marshmallow Man. Like Home Alone is still gonna be fighting two idiots trying to break into a big house because people left.
yeah.
And a kid's home setting up weird traps that would give people concussions and kill them, but surprisingly they survive.
Surprisingly. Also, as a kid, how do you have these lethal ass ideas? Like, that always got me. It's like, how do you
Kids
come
are
up with
dumb.
this shit?
He should have killed himself at least on the third trap.
Oh, man. But it's just like why continue to go back and recycle and redo things instead of giving new people with new ideas a chance?
Because of two things. Nostalgia factor. They'll bring back all the old heads who loved it the first time. And by association, those old heads going to bring their kids like, oh, you should watch this. Come up on the same stuff I came up on.
But that's also, but again,
Or you can just go back and watch the movies.
yes, but even old people, old heads, quote unquote, like, they're not gonna enjoy it. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna get on Twitter and talk shit about it.
That's the thing,
and then
babe. It's not about watching it. It's about getting the dollar and getting it to the platform so people can talk about it. Like you said, they're gonna go see it so they can complain about it on Twitter. And people are just going to keep talking about it, and more people are going to go watch it, or bootleg it, or whatever, and they're going to make more money off of it.
It's like, I don't know, and maybe I'm just
Positivity
being like,
doesn't sell, you know this.
maybe I'm being idealistic or naive about it, but it's just like what happened to the entertainment industry being for entertainment and not just profit, recycling the same shit.
People used to enjoy their jobs. People used to want to make new stories. Like, Watchmen was great. That took a superhero concept and flipped it on its head. Like, you took something that's out, but you made it brand new. That's what you need. At least with that, I wouldn't have so much of a problem with. Take what you have, but put your own spin on it. What they're doing now, you're just recycling old shit. They're about to come out with another Scream movie. We're on Halloween 15.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, so that's a slight difference though. I feel like Halloween has been a continuous story.
How many times are we gonna kill Michael Myers?
They don't. That's the whole point.
Why don't we just kill him and get it over with? Because we're gonna make another movie.
But it's like,
they killed Jason and Freddy, and we haven't heard shit from them since. We just go back and watch the old movies because they still hold up. That's the thing; these movies still hold up. You may have some racial undertones in these other movies, but they still hold up.
Yeah, but who wants to subject themselves to those racist undertones all the time, though? Like, and then
that's a whole different story topic.
Hilarious. What was I about to say? I don't know. It's just like, it's like,
if you're gonna do sequels, then yeah, keep it in your own franchise. Halloween, keep making sequels if y'all have to. Keep it there. Just don't reboot it and try to make a new cast with new characters and have a new relationship with Michael Myers.
Right.
Now he's a vigilante and not a killer.
He's misunderstood.
That's the biggest shit I hate. Like, there was what show was it where they tried to make the villain fucking shit, Cruella. She was a fucking Peter hates her. But no, she's misunderstood. She was poor, and now she's rich.
I was going to say, and it was like,
how you come up from a poor society and became the same rich people you hate.
Yeah.
Maleficent. I get it. Angelina Jolie is a great actress, but she is still a villain. She is still an asshole who curses people for no goddamn reason. Oh, some
her
human.
feelings were hurt.
I get it was a whole allegory of rape with somebody taking her wings and all that good shit, but nobody gives a fuck about that.
Wow.
Nobody asks Maleficent's backstory. I like my villains just being villains. I don't want them to be misunderstood. You're an asshole. Be an asshole. You're a villain for a reason.
So,
you know what they're never going to try to get a backstory to or say he was misunderstood? The fucking Joker. Because he's a villain.
But did they not, though, with the Joker movie? They definitely played up his mental illness.
I don't
as a whole thing.
I don't subscribe to that movie. Oh it doesn't exist in my head.
Hilarious. But they do, even with the Joker. So it's just like, even if there is something new and they do put a new spin on it, it's like people are still...
It's like these serial killer documentaries or remakes or movies or whatever. They try to give these serial killers... First, let's put a highly attractive actor as these serial killers so y'all don't feel too... Why are people hyping up this stalker murder dude and you? Like, what?
Because white people love white on white crime, but they try to criminalize and demonize everybody else.
Take me back to the day when my villains were villains. I'm old. I want my evil people to be evil. But I don't want them to be misunderstood or have... No. I want to destroy the world because fuck it. I don't know, man. There's a whole bunch of crap wrong with the movie. They want to be so goddamn inclusive and give everybody
a fair shot.
A fair try. No, you're an asshole. Be an asshole. Just stick to your guns. A hero's honest to their way of living. People love to shit on Batman. Why don't you kill your villains? Why? Just because you kill the villains doesn't that next make you a murderer too? Isn't the point of killing or stopping this person is because they're killing a shit ton of people?
Yeah, but what's one compared to 1,000?
I saw I forgot who they were talking about, but it was another superhero. And what happened to him it was a Punisher story. Mm. The Punisher was having a dream, hallucination, whatever, where he did it. He killed all the villains. But you know what happened next? He turned to the average day citizen who allowed this shit to happen and started killing them too. Where does it end? It's a slippery fucking slope.
When all the adults are dead, you just got children.
Because at the end of the day, who are you going to stop blaming? All right, the killer killed this person, now let me kill him. Well, the parents raised this person to be a dick, so let me kill the parents. The grandparents raised those parents to be dicks. It's a never-ending cycle. Just because you kill a killer does not reduce the numbers of killers in the world. You just make a more efficient killer.
We're going to have to agree to disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. I feel like if you make an example out of it, people will start to get their shit together. Maybe not the super criminally insane.
If that was the case, then characters like Superman would stop all crime. But they don't. You have people who step up to the plate. I'm going to beat this guy.
And then you proceed to get your ass beat.
And then be like, I'm going to take his idea, repurpose it, put his spin on it, and I'm going to kill this guy. And the next person keeps coming. Like, and then Superman's going to get frustrated. Eventually, somebody's going to kill Lois Lane, and we got injustice. Mm-hmm. You just made another villain. Like, what's the point? No, let's just stop them by killing them. Let's not try to reform them or help their life in general.
Yeah, but how often... We are way off topic. But how often does that work?
We are off topic. Going back to topic. I'm getting tired of these movies just rebooting shit. Like, this is our 5th Batman we're about to be on.
Yeah.
Like, I was enjoying Ben Affleck. Let's just give him let's keep going. The old grizzly Batman who don't give a shit. Y'all want Batman to run over people? Shoot him with high caliber rubber bullets? Keep Ben Affleck in there.
So...
I don't know. The entire overarching, I guess, top level of Hollywood industry would have to change. The people who say, all right, yes, give them the money for them to make the movies, they would fundamentally have to change to allow people to make new movies for people to take a chance on things, because that's the thing. You know what works, so you're gonna stick with what works. You're not really gonna take a chance on something that you're not sure of. It's the first concept, or it's a concept in a foreign country because America act like they're the only people on the planet.
So do you think there's any hope for... not any hope, because you just said that, but more so just like, what is the everyday person to do?
No, I think there's hope. I think it's happening quicker, and it's going to keep happening quicker, because it's like a lot of people say, in the industry, it's who you know. Mm-hmm. So if more people in the industry who look like us or look like whoever's watching, who have different experiences than these old white men in power, it's going to change.
Yeah.
We stand Kev on stage, and he keeps bringing in more talent who looks like him, mm-hmm. who has different experiences. He asks those talents that he have, who do they know? Those people are their close friends who look like them. Like, Issa Rae basically owns HBO at this point.
Yeah. So
let's be real. Because of who she knows, they're gonna get a shot with HBO, because HBO's like, all right, Issa Rae recommended this person. Mm-hmm. Let's at least give them one season, see what happens. And then Black Lady Sketch Show had a season 2 with a whole different writing staff, producers who own the show now. And there's more black people who look like them with their different experiences. So the more and more people we have like that in the industry, Kevin Stage is making his own streaming service app. We have more black people or people of color or people different than these other people who are currently in power start doing more stuff like that, then things will change.
I was about to say, so is it more so a try to overwrite the system, or is it more so just do your own shit and put your own shit out there? Because I feel like it's more so a do your own shit and put your own shit out there. Like,
it's do your own shit. And especially in the age where you don't need a production company to do anything. I see so many commercials or so many videos on YouTube by Apple about people making their own content with their Apple phones, because these are great recording devices with great cameras and great editing software. You don't need a production company. And there is how many different GoFundMe services where you can tell people, hey, I want to crowdfund this. And they're like, and you have 500 people from all around the world who's like, okay, I want to see this. Let's give this dollar. Let's send it out to people who I know who think like me, who also want to see this, and they'll give this money. They don't need a production company to front the bill for them when they can just crowdfund it and give the people exactly what they want. Man, I talk about Batman a lot. Get over it. It's going to be a thing. But Bat in the Sun is a YouTube channel. Yeah. And they are taking the concept of the Bat family on the webtoons comic strips, and they're the ones that's bringing it to live action. Really? Making a live action trailer. I didn't know It's not the studios. It's not Warner Brothers. It's a YouTube channel. Yeah. Because they have the followers. They have people subscribe to their Patreon who's paying them to do exactly what those people want them to do, make this content. They're the ones that's repurposing Power Rangers. Like, they've made so many different Power Rangers series on their YouTube channels that it got people talking about it more and more, to the point we have a freaking Power Rangers video game. Like, it's about who you know. It's about doing it yourself and bringing up the people who you know and you like, who think like you, who have the same beliefs as you, who's gonna make more videos, who you trust. And it's like, that's how Hollywood was made in general. Yeah. So let's just use their skills and their tactics against them.
To do it on an individual level.
Because let's be real, nobody really watches cable anymore.
Definitely not.
I know I don't. Most of my shit is on YouTube.
I was gonna say, not unless it's like ESPN or like kids channels
or kids shows. Yeah. And even those, how many parents pop their kids in front of YouTube? The shit's on YouTube now. Yeah. Like there's somebody who they akin to the Wiggles, and he's on YouTube. So it's like You don't need these big TV network channels anymore. Those network channels think the solution is making their own streaming service. It's not. Hire these people who are on YouTube to make your content now. Because that's who people are following. If they hear that King Bach is producing the next Fox Simpsons type show, you know how many black people are gonna watch that shit? Fucking what's his name? The rapper. Shit, I don't like him as a rapper, but
Tyler the Creator.
Tyler the Creator. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tyler, he made a whole freaking animated series. I want to watch it. I haven't gotten around to watching it, but people love that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't need the big production companies to do it. Even Netflix isn't technically a production company. I
mean, now they are.
Yeah, but they are more lenient on what they allow on their platform.
Definitely.
They give people chances.
I'd be surprised every time I see bold-faced titties on Netflix. It's just it's Netflix.
Take Cobra Kai. That started on YouTube.
Yeah. Became
so big that YouTube had to sell it to Netflix. And Netflix is about to come out with a whole nother season. That's about to have a whole bigger platform because more people have Netflix. Mm. So it's like, do it yourself at this point. And take along the people you know who want to do it as well. And give them the shot that you never had.
Yeah. So do you think the more and more people start to break away from the traditional entertainment industry and start to create their own stuff, then it'll kind of be like a rebound effect, I guess, where more and more like the traditional companies are gonna start seeing that people are doing it themselves and try to start like,
if they want to survive,
bringing them in.
If they want to survive, if the Foxes of the world, if the NBCs of the world, if the CBSs, if they want to survive, then what they're going to have to do, because what they're going to have to do is take on these YouTube creators and these content creators to make their content, because it's not just the fact of YouTube, it's the double-edged sword of social media as well. Never in a time period have your normal everyday citizen have access to creators and actors.
Yeah.
On a personal level. Now they have millions of followers who would jump at the slightest words. Hell, how many people decided the vaccine isn't good anymore because of what Nicki Minaj said? But that's how much power these people have now.
Yeah.
And that's somebody who's already famous. These YouTube creators aren't even on that level, and they have more followers than her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There were so many people who watched Wildin' Out and left Wildin' Out when Tim Chantarangsu was on there.
Really?
Yeah, because they were just watching for Tim. They didn't care about anybody else.
Oh, you mean like after he left, they also
left?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
They stopped watching.
Yeah. Yeah?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Hell, Dormtainment is doing their damn thing. They had something with Comedy Central.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. Now they're on another website that's doing better than they ever done before. And most of their sketches and scripted content are now on that platform. Platform, I have to figure out what it is again. They say it every now and then, but I never remember or write it down. But
so the more and more people, and I kind of agree, like the more and more people break away from the traditional cable, traditional media, the more and more
that traditional media is going to have to look different.
Yeah.
And branch out and do different things.
I see that.
Like they're looking for a Jeopardy host, right?
Nah, I don't know if they found somebody, but they were for a good little while.
How many Jeopardy would have had a totally new audience if they added LeVar Burton. If they would have just made him permanent. You know how many kids just in general grew up with LeVar Burton?
Yeah, but then it's also like, and who,
now that he's on social media, has his own followers and his own stand.
I was saying, we're going to start to wrap it up because I want to end up with a 2-hour episode.
Look, man.
But like,
do it yourself.
I was saying,
that's why we're doing it this way. We're trying to build up our own Scott Enterprises production so we can have our own content. So we can have different ideas and different videos out there.
So we can
we can reach different people and make things that people want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I I mean, I pretty much agree with everything. Like you said, it really takes it. It takes you doing it yourself to.
When it comes, sorry, I keep cutting you off, but when it comes to the production companies or the big media of the world now, they are just tapping into comic book media. Like, Why the Last Man is probably a great series and it has legs, but that comic has been out for how
decades. Long? I mean, probably not decades, but yeah.
Like, CW, for all of its woes, they did their damn thing on Riverdale. I would never thought of picturing Archie in that type of light.
But but does this go back to them just taking old stuff and putting a new face on it, or do you think this is something that's an example of something new and something different being brought to the table?
It's kind of both. I think you will always have both. I think you will always have a period where media will constantly copy itself until you have somebody else or a group of a new generation coming out with new ideas saying to do, because the world is a circle. It's always going to repeat itself. At the end of the day, I think you will always have both, because you have a whole plethora of content that you haven't tapped into. Books in general. There's a lot of books out there that people read years ago that was like, oh, I would love to watch this. But knowing that you are probably one of probably 1,000 people that read it, it's not really going to get nowhere because not a lot of people know about it. But if somebody who loved that book finally is in the media industry, finally got money to make their passion project, now more people are out there. Now you have a video version of your book that you loved, and now more people are out there who watch that and like, oh, now I gotta go read the book. Now I gotta go finish the series. That's what the whole Percy Jackson movement was. People wanted Percy Jackson to be good. People wanted it to be the next Harry Potter. Yeah. It had the possibility.
But also leaving it up to
the media heads to make the decisions
they fumbled that
they wanted to make, because they wanted to make it palpable to all people.
Yeah.
We were just listening to something where they was telling us that the first season of Insecure, HBO was telling Issa that she had to have a white person on there,
or else they wouldn't care about it.
White people wouldn't care about it. Yeah. And right after that 5th season was done, she got her money, people loved it, she got that white person off of it, and now she's ending on season 5. She had 4 more seasons without a white person.
I like 2, because they was talking about her job being the white centerpiece.
Yeah. But still.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I
don't know. In the comments, y'all. Tell us what you think.
I was going to say more so, I'm looking forward to consuming less of the traditional media, and now us having access to like YouTube, and then people branching out from YouTube and starting their own streaming services and things like that.
Because
I think that's where media is going to, and that's why all of the traditional quote unquote media heads are trying to play to people's nostalgia, because they're like, oh well, you'll come back to your nostalgia. You're not necessarily gonna take a chance on trying something new.
Yeah, but also on the other hand, for certain things, you can milk it for all it's worth. Honestly, like people like me who love comics, who love manga, who love anime, are ecstatic that these things we read that were still on paper, that we had to make up a voice in our heads of who these people are now coming to life. No matter what happens, Robert Downey Jr. will always come in my head when I'm reading Iron Man. Chris Hemsworth will always come in my head when I'm reading Thor. Ben Affleck is Batman for me now. Like, I can't hear him. They even draw these people like them in the comics now. Like, you have a whole market you can tap into. That's why I'm excited where the Marvel Universe is going, because they had a whole nother side of their comic empire that they haven't touched. Like, you did the practical stuff, you did the whole Avengers coming together, you gave us the big bad of Thanos. Now we're getting into magic. The next thing is probably going to be mutants.
Cosmics.
And then you have a whole size of these things.
Yeah.
Think about when anime really gets mainstream and really does live action properly. Like when we have Tokyo Ghoul live action levels of entertainment.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a whole nother market to tap into. And it's do it yourself. Because there are so many self creators that done anime live action 10 times better than any studio ever will.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, let us know what y'all think in the comments.
King Vader? King Vader is that. He's a king at what he does. Like, so much so that even Netflix had to give him his Dream series.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Do it yourself. And people will notice because of your following. So subscribe. Hit the like button. Get our following up.
I'll say eventually we'll try to... That's the end goal.
So we can start making the content we want to watch.
Yes. Agreed. But just let us know if y'all are even gonna give all of these reboots and continuations, I guess. Because, like, technically that 90s show is a continuation of that 70s show, but it's...
I didn't watch Fuller House. I'm not going to watch this. Not that 90s show. They're talking about doing another Fresh Prince. I'm not watching that. Like, there are certain things that were just good the first time. Doesn't need to be done again. We don't need a sequel. Girl Meets World flopped. Nobody asked for that.
But it was good while it lasted.
It was. But nobody asked for it. So it flopped.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And that's what's going to happen with that 90s show.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody's talking about Fuller House anymore. So
I was saying, I'm pretty sure it got canceled.
People are already hating on the Fresh Prince reboot. And it hasn't even been solidified yet.
Jeez.
So people are tired of reboots. It's washed out now. People want to refresh their palate.
Okay.
It's been real, y'all.
That's abrupt. As I was saying, drop down in the comments. Let us know what you all think. Let us know if you're like Peter and you're just like, fuck it, I ain't gonna give nothing of this a chance. Let us know if you are gonna give it a chance, and let us know if for real, you looking forward to some of this stuff.
Dear White People was different.
Okay.
I love that.
All right, y'all. Well, it's been another episode of Shootin' with the Scotts, and we will see you all next time.
It's been real, y'all.
Bye.
I'm trying to think of another show to talk about, but I can't remember their name.